Hi, I'm Shantae Barnes, co-founder and CEO of Barnes Brothers Books. Thank you for coming back for another installment of Let's Read Aesop's Fable. If you recall, at the end of the fable, we're going to ask you to figure out what the theme is. The theme is the message of the story. Theme and moral are synonyms. They mean the same thing. So at the end of the story, what we're asking you to do is to figure out what the lesson is. What is it that you're supposed to learn that you could apply to your life, that you could use every day based on what happened in the story? If you guessed the theme correctly, give yourself 2 points. If you were close, you can also give yourself 2 points. If you came up with another lesson that you could learn at the end of the story, give yourself 1 point, because the story could have more than one moral. It just has to make sense based on the events that took place in the story. If you recall, James has been doing our illustrations, and Jerry will be reading our stories. So let's see what our story is today. Our story today is called The Farmer and the Snake by Aesop.
A farmer walked through his field one cold winter morning. On the ground lay a snake, stiff and frozen with the cold. The farmer knew how deadly the snake could be, and yet he picked it up and put it on his chest to warm it back to life. The snake soon revived, and when it had enough strength, bit the man who had been so kind to it. The bite was deadly, and the farmer felt that he would die. As he drew his last breath, he said to those standing around,
If you don't know this already, some of Aesop's fables end with the last sentence being the moral. And this particular fable, The Farmer and the Snake, is the same way. So we're going to give you 10 seconds. Oh, before we give you 10 seconds, what happened in the story? We should recount the events. What happened in the story?
Well, the snake was stiff, so it couldn't move because of it was so cold. It was good.
So it's probably wintertime. The snake is all stiff and cold. It's wintertime. And then what happened?
The farmer tries to warm it up on his chest, and when the snake had enough strength, it bit the man and went away.
Right. So snake was cold. Farmer tried to help the snake, but then the snake bit the man. And is the farmer going to survive this story?
No.
No. So not a happy ending, unfortunately. So thinking about the events that happened in the story, what can we learn from this story? 10 seconds on the clock. All right, let's see what the moral is.
Learn from my fate to not take pity on a scoundrel.
What's that mean? So let's look at the moral. Learn from my fate to not take pity on a scoundrel. What is a scoundrel?
Some person that does bad things.
So if we're thinking about this story, which character in the story would be the scoundrel?
The snake.
The snake. So the snake was in trouble. We talked about that. The snake needed some help because it looked like the snake might die because he was cold. And if you don't know this, snakes are cold-blooded creatures. They are not able to keep themselves warm, right? So being out there in the cold is not good for the snake. The farmer went to help the snake, and did the snake repay what he did with kindness? No. So it says, learn from my fate. So fate is kind of like what happened to me. Not to take pity on a scoundrel, a bad guy. So what is it saying about dealing or like trying to help people that are doing bad things?
Don't help someone who's doing bad things, because they're most likely going to do something bad to you when you help them.
Right. So if we're thinking about how can I apply this to my life? If you have people in your life that make poor choices or are doing things that are not right, you may not want to interact with them or try to do things with them, because in the end, you might have a situation that doesn't end well for you because you're around people that are making poor choices. And that is our theme, our moral for today. So tune back in for another installment of Aesop's Fables. And remember, at Barnes Brothers Books, we are here to provide diverse books for all readers, and we have a new book coming out August 2020 called Dear Curly Hair. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.
Bye.